because the discourse of winning and losing is becoming very powerful again. In the Dzogchen text, he says that the beginning of samsara is polarization. And the basic polarization is self and other, inside and outside, and that escalates to friend and enemy. And we can see that politically across the world, friend and enemy becomes a very, very strong framework, and the vibrations are incredible. More and more money goes into military development of new kinds of weapons. And it seems to be ethical to kill our enemies. So this kind of thinking easily takes people over. Because once you start saying that people are terrorists, then by definition, terrorists cause terror. If they cause terror, I need to be afraid of them. I want them to stop frightening me. What's the best way to do that? Well, I can't change them because they are terrorists. So I have to kill them. No, there are many countries dedicated to the annihilation of others. Because if I get rid of my enemies, then I will have peace. This is the logic of duality. Because subject and object are not truly apart. It is as if they are apart. Duality is a delusion. Because we are always interconnected, if you move, I move. And if I don't like the way you're moving, and your moving is affecting me, I want to control your moving. So we can spend a lot of time in this. People do it in their relationships or with their children or at work with colleagues who are all the time trying to manipulate and make the patterns which are most agreeable to ourselves so that our anxiety level goes down. But if we're resting inside our ego identity, which is a dualistic identity, that is to say, I as an individual am connected with you as an individual, how can I have peace if you keep moving? So object constancy is a blessing. If only everyone followed the rules, life would be better. That's why all across the world people seem to be voting for strong leaders. Strong leaders who will control the bad people and protect the good people. And the very interesting fact is that the bad people are always somebody else. The bad people are never me. We don't go knocking on the door of the president and say, I confess, please kill me. I'm a troublemaker. We say, no, shoot these fuckers, not me. I'm a nice guy. So always we're projecting the cause of trouble into other people. Now, of course, as soon as we start to meditate, the fantasies that we have that we are a nice person start to dissolve because we see in a more immediate way what's arising in our mind, and it's usually not so sweet. All kinds of thoughts arise, most of them pretty selfish. Wow. So liberation is not going to come by sorting out the bad people and removing them. What we have is complexity. My own mind is complex, complicated. I am not all of a piece. I am not just one thing. I'm a polyphony. So many voices and aspects and tendencies move through me as they move through everyone else. So in this field of incredible complexity, how do we find any kind of peace and tranquility? Because your complexity can easily trigger aspects of my complexity. Controlling myself, controlling the other person is not going to work because we are beyond control. It doesn't mean we are out of control, but we are beyond control because there are so many variables manifesting, so many unpredictable variations, how could we be in control? Nobody here knows what kind of thought they're going to have even 1 minute ahead. We don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to arise in your body as sensation in 1 minute's time. We don't know. So the metaphor or the paradigm of control is very, very harmful for us, but we return to it because it seems to be the best option inside the domain we find ourselves in. And in Dzogchen, it's pointing to another kind of way of experiencing being present in this existence. That instead of mobilizing to change the patterns of the world, we want to see what is the ground or the basis out of which these patterns arise. Both patterns in the subject, in myself, and in the field around me. Where do things come from? What is the origin?